Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this series, I share my journey at Microverse as a Microverse student or as a Micronaut. This video is about week 17. It's the second week in the Ruby module, which is about advanced databases and introduction into Ruby. These are the tasks and activities we had this week. I'm gonna share my personal experience and what we learned. Enjoy. This week, we went in depth with databases where we learned about normalization, denormalization, indexing, and their relation to a database performance. And we tried to improve the performance of the database we created last week. One thing to mention is that in this week's project, we did not use normalization or denormalization. Indexing was enough to solve the project of this week in the SQL. However, knowing about these concepts is still a big deal. And then we started Ruby. Now, let me just start by saying that Ruby literally brought me nightmares at night. Imagine you trying to sleep, or you start to sleep, and then you see this piece of code in front of you. That piece of code that you don't really understand, but with a strong urge or feeling that you must understand that code. And of course, at that point, I would not wake up and start reading about it because I should be sleeping at that time. On the other hand, my mind just can't rest in peace. So every time I close my eyes, I see this snippet, I can't sleep. I would love to know if anyone else is having anything similar. So far, this is the second time this happens to me in Microverse. Well, I just go crazy about a concept in software development. Anyway, we learned different things in Ruby syntax, which is just too different to everything I knew before, like every languages I worked with before. It uses classes, modules, methods, even if conditions, and it has also the unless. So it uses all of that in a different way from other languages. Then you have hashes, symbols, dictionaries, blocks, and how to use blocks with keywords such as yield and call blocks as procs and lambdas. It was just too much for me. We built two projects, decode Morse code and create your own enumerable, where we learned about all, any, and filter concepts. This week, to be honest, I relied heavily on my partner and other sources to finish my projects. However, after finishing, I would try to re-study them like myself and try to remake the whole project again. But I think I'm still not okay with Ruby at all. By the end of the week, we were introduced into pramp.com, which is a website for mock interviews. So you do these practice sessions, interviews with peers like you who are just like preparing for interviews in the same field. And we had to book 2 dates, one for behavioral interview and the other one for data structures, as I remember, which we will give feedback about in the upcoming weeks. I want to say that I'm starting to see why this module is called the hardest one in Microverse's curriculum. On the other hand, I think this is normal. It happened to me when I got first introduced to JavaScript with HTML and CSS, and also when I got first introduced into React, where I just feel like I have no idea what the hell is going on. However, this time looks like my mind just can't cope as well as before for some reason. My advice is don't let the negative thoughts and imposter syndrome take over. In this program, we have good and bad times. I can't stress enough how intense and pressure this program puts on us, and all of us know that. But we are all together in this, so let's just support each other. Open up and speak with other partners when you feel like everything is getting dark. Me speaking with you here in this YouTube channel is a big relief for me from my negative thoughts. Finally, don't forget the like, subscribe, and notifications bell. If you have any question or feedback, add a comment, connect with me on Twitter and LinkedIn. Have a beautiful day and happy coding.